So currently, what I'm doing in the Star Wars Expanded Universe timeline is revisiting these amazing stories, these novels, these comics, these short stories. And the point of this video is obviously, like many of you, sharing the love and expressing the love we have for an excitement of the Star Wars Legends Expanded Universe. So, I had made a video not too long ago of how Episode 8, when I saw this in theaters, pretty much reignited that love, you can say, or sparked up the excitement again for Star Wars, because I was conflicted and initially when I saw that, and then I thought, wow, I actually, why am I depressed about this, or why am I sad about this movie? George Lucas isn't involved, so it's expected that they're gonna do something out there that I'm not gonna be a fan of. But I have all these books, decades worth of rereading, and that's amazing. That's, I don't know, just that thought. I went and got these books out of my boxes and started rereading them. And at that point, I have gone through most of the expanded universe since I've been into it for a very long time. So I picked up Shatterpoint and then jumped to a novel in the New Jedi Order, Traitor, I believe it was, and because I already knew the story, I knew what happened, but for fun, because I enjoyed those novels a lot. But one thing I decided to do was to reread everything. I'm gonna reread everything once again, but I wanted to focus on post Return of the Jedi, New Republic, and then finish it off with Legacy 2. And there's a short story that I don't even remember reading that was called Storyteller, I believe. It was brought up by one of you guys on a Discord, I believe, or on a video, and that'll be kind of like the bookend, even though it's a Tales kind of short story, but it is appropriate to be a bookend to that. So that's how I'll look at it. But yeah, so the point of this video is emphasizing how rereading Star Wars Expanded Universe, Star Wars Legends is actually an amazing thing. It's a beautiful thing, because now I'm discovering new content that, even though I've been a fan for so long, I'm discovering new content, new stories from some of you guys through Discord, through videos, and it's all about, even though there is toxicity, unfortunately, in every fandom, but I feel fortunate enough to kind of find my, my people, you can say, positive, and who value anybody's opinion. And, I just think at this point, especially in my life, you just want to, there's no room for I don't believe in debating or to trying to prove anything, or if you like something that I detest, I'm not going to argue against you, or I'm sure I'm not going to be a 50-year-old man arguing with somebody on the internet. But my point is that, yeah, I've discovered this beautiful community, amazing community of individuals sharing their love for Star Wars Expanded Universe, Star Wars Legends, as well as respecting the the other parts of Star Wars, even though we don't necessarily agree with that direction, but it's always respected, and I value that. I enjoy talking to people who are good-hearted and respect one another. But my point is that I've learned a lot from new fans of the Expanded Universe Legends, as well as individuals who have been into it for decades as well. In my journey, back in my 20s, in the early 90s, or no, in the mid to late 90s, what I was doing was reading all the comics, reading all the Bantam era novels, and then Del Rey as they were coming out after 1997, and going full force nonstop. But I was skipping the short stories. why I guess looking at it this way, since I got into it in 97, I was trying to play catch up. So yeah, I would read Star Wars Insider, but believe it or not, I would skip the short stories. I never got into reading the Tales from the New Republic, Tales from Jabba's Palace until recently, Tales from the Mos Eisley Cantina, and the short stories that were in the source books as well, the Western Game source books. So there's so much material that I've learned from this amazing community, Star Wars Expanded Universe community, positive community, that yeah, build that excitement again. That I thought, wow, I not that I knew I thought it that I knew it all. No, I've never uh, never had that mentality, because who does, right? But I've learned and discovered content that I never knew existed. So that's what I'm excited about as well. That I'm rereading this in chronological order, but as well as now incorporating the short stories. And I'm fortunate enough to have a copy of Lightsider, which truly enhanced Dark Empire. Wow, in so many amazing ways, and not skipping anything. So it's not a race. I'm not in a hurry to finish it. Right now, I'm currently in what book am I in? Oh, the first Jedi Academy trilogy. I'm reading the Jedi Academy trilogy, the first book, Jedi Search, and just that was one of my favorite trilogies from back then. Now, at this age, so many years later, I know I'm gonna discover new things. And one channel that I absolutely love, that I highly recommend you to watch, is Two Star Wars Nerds. Amazing content. It's a couple, seems like extremely cool people, and one thing that they do is they have like a book talk, and they go chapter by chapter, or they divide up their, I wouldn't call it reviews, but their book talks, they divide them up into chapters, like chapter 1 through 4, what's involved, and they break things down by each chapter. So by watching their videos, I was inspired to look at reading a book, and each chapter to me now is like an episode of a TV show. After doing that, I'm retaining more information. Like, yeah, we read a book, we know the gist of it, we might forget details here and there, but reading each chapter like an episode, like a TV episode, really was a game changer for me. That, I'm an avid reader, I love reading, but I really felt like I retained more of the details, of the small details. Yeah, I know what happened. I read a book, I know exactly what I read. I have comprehension, but I don't know. That really helped me. So if they're watching, thank you so much. You guys are amazing. Please go check out their channel. They are badass. I love them. But yeah, so rereading the Star Wars Legends Expanded Universe has been just a joy. It's been exciting. It's discovering new content, as I mentioned, but remembering things that I completely forgot happened. I'll give you a detail as well. Like I said, I'm reading everything, novels and comics in whatever order. I kind of made a timeline. I know there's individuals who have made timelines out there for Star Wars Expanded Universe. I'm sure they're amazing, and I can't wait to check them out. I kind of did my own thing like about a year and a half ago, and I really researched the years when certain things took place, as far as the comics, the short stories, the novels, and I wanted to go in that order. So sometimes it would be a novel, then a comic, or 3 novels, and then a trade paperback or whatever. So I'm trying to have the story going complete chronological order. So I remember, actually I read Crimson Empire 1 and 2 in the Epic Collection recently, and then it goes on to I believe like 2 short stories, and then it jumps to Crimson Empire 3. And I hadn't looked at my list. So in Crimson Empire 3, Luke Skywalker's already in his Jedi Academy. There's an awesome scene with the Solo twins and Anakin Solo when they're small, and just an amazing scene that I completely forgot existed. Beautiful scene with Leia. It's funny. But then I thought, wait a second, in that issue, I'm like, wait a second, I'm missing something. I'm missing something. So I went back to my list and I thought, oh, okay, Jedi Academy trilogy was next after Crimson Empire 2. And then, so that's why I stopped and I knew something was missing. And so, yeah, that's where I'm at right now in Jedi Academy trilogy, and loving it. I do, like I said, have memories of reading that and loving it, and it's not disappointing, obviously, and it won't, because I do remember the story. But just rereading it, rereading it, I feel you'll get more out of it, especially after all this time. So, guys, we have so much expanded universe content, and it's one of those things that I'm not gonna be. I'm not going to be a hypocrite and say, oh, you know what, it doesn't matter if they don't continue it or not. And yes, I want that more than any other franchise. This is my favorite franchise. This is my favorite form of fiction, the Star Wars Legends timeline. Favorite characters in all fiction, Star Wars Expanded Universe timeline. So I care about this. But we have, my point of saying this is we have decades, we have years and years and years of content to look forward to by rereading this material and loving these characters even more, because we're revisiting things. And yeah, I'm having a blast. I'm having so much fun, and just can't wait to get to Legacy 2 and finish it off, and then go back to Lost Tribe of the Sith or Dawn of the Jedi, and then go from there. So I don't know. I just had this desire. The reason why I chose that time, or that period in the timeline, post Return of the Jedi, Tears of Bakura, was because I just felt this. My favorite characters, first of all, is Jaina Solo in all Star Wars, including movies, including everything. Jaina Solo and Kip Duran. And I had this, I don't know, this desire to read about them once again. So that's why I didn't go back to Dawn of the Jedi, and which I will. But I knew if I was going to start Dawn of the Jedi, I was going to be thinking of these characters, and like, I'm kind of having this, they're on my mind. So I just thought, okay, why not? So that's where I'm at, and I don't know. I encourage you to reread these stories. It's just an amazing way to. We have the material, so rereading them, like I said, has really helped my. Or I wouldn't say help, but has really given me more love for this amazing universe. And for if you haven't. If you're just getting into the Star Wars Expanded Universe and you're extremely new to it, you have so many years of material to look forward to. And there's amazing videos out there if you're confused about where to start, about what point in the timeline. It's really, once you really do your research, it's not confusing at all. It really isn't once you do your research. There's great videos. People who are into the expanded universe, who value it, who promote it, that really have amazing content and explain where their opinion is to jump into at what point. I highly would not recommend reading from Dawn of the Jedi from the very beginning. I would avoid that. I wouldn't avoid the book. I'm just saying I wouldn't start from there, because no. For obvious reasons if you've read that book. But it's part of the expanded universe, and we love it. We love Dawn of the Jedi. But for a new fan, I'm saying. Yeah, so just wanted to express these thoughts, because while I was rereading Jedi Surge, I thought, I want to express this, that how rereading this material has and we have so much content to look forward to, since we have all this material already, all these books. So if you have them, reread them. You're going to discover new things, or things forgotten things forgotten, and details. Obviously, you know the gist of what happens in a book, but reading details, like the opening to Jedi I completely forgot that about Han and Chewie. Then I remembered. I'm like, oh, that's right. I completely forgot that scene when they get attacked and crash land, and so yeah, great experience rereading the Star Wars Legends.